Hey guys, trying to get this going. Hey guys, I'm kind of feeling a little bit under the weather today. Um, so I'll try to do what I can do. Um, I even have a meeting I have to go to tonight where I live, and I'm just like, oh, but I need my hour at least for that meeting to count towards, like, it's kind of hard to explain how it works where I live. But you have to have, like, basically, I think 3 volunteer hours a month. And so that counts as an hour usually. Um, but yeah, I have like body aches and my tummy's a little feeling a bit funky. So hopefully, yeah, I don't have to like quickly log off or something. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But there is stuff like, going around right now. Um, Slumber Valley, Unknown Laboratory. Actually, no, I don't want Bunny. I want Viesta for Slumber Valley. Excuse me.
special human child. What do you need?
Damn, couldn't claim it quick enough. So I woke up early this morning and got my shower. I don't know if I can get up there.
Descendant. The enemy has modified the Ancestor's weapon with Vulgus technology and are using it to emit inversion energy. It appears they are defending the gate with it. The weapon contains ancient arcane. The structure on the ground draws and releases this. Descendant, I will show you the properties of the arcane stored within the weapon. You can disconnect the energy link using your own arcane.
Okay, I pinged the spot and people are still running around. Nope. Not happening. I'll do it on my own. I mean, how dumb do you have to be to not read a ping? Right? Like, if somebody pings the spot, like, hey, go here, are you gonna just still keep, like, just, like, running around the room? Like, you know, like, when you know full well that you could actually go stand on that spot, like, it's not hard to stand on a spot, right? Yeah. This is the kind of people that play this game. Some of them are just not. I'm not saying all of them, but there's a large majority that are just not bright. So I'll do it on my own. I'm not gonna carry, you know, lazy people through. When I matchmake with people, I put work in, you know? Even maybe if my build's not the best or whatever, you know, little things like that are simple. Even if you don't have damage, enough damage. Is that, like, a lot of me to expect when I load into a mission with other people? I don't know. So I'll do it on my own.
Descendant.
Alright, so we got blue, white, and pink.
With Vulgus technology and are using
This is
it
the
to
odd one
inject
out.
inversion energy. It appears they are defending the gate with it. The weapon contains ancient arcane. The
Put the
structure on the
snow
ground
globe right
draws
here.
and releases this. Descendant, I will show you the properties of the arcane stored within the weapon. You can disconnect the energy link using your own arcane.
Got so used to you letting me down. Band-aids over a broken heart.
Take this.
I'm just like, you know, everybody, I feel like everybody's let me down. But, it's alright. I'll do it on my own, and I'll show all those motherfuckers that I can do it on my own.
Descendant, the enemy commander is using the inversion energy as a personal barrier.
Because you know what sucks? It's like, when you're streaming and people see that,
You need to attack that
it's
device
an
from
embarrassment
above
to the
penetrate
community.
inversion energy.
It really is, because imagine, like, somebody newly coming to watch this, right? And they're like, "Oh, what's this game?" Because I'll have people like that come in. They'll come in and be like, "What game are you playing?" Like, I don't know, maybe it doesn't say, you know, clearly or something. So they're curious. They think it looks cool and they want to know what game I'm playing. Now imagine somebody coming into the stream to view, and then they see the community doing weird shit like that and not playing how they should play. What do you think their reaction's going to be? Like, you people are like pulling money away from the game because that's a potential client, you know? That's somebody that potentially could keep the game alive that's coming into the stream to view. And then they see that happening, and then they're like, that doesn't seem like a very good community. They don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm not going to play that, you know? Or if I do play it, I'm not going to matchmake, because then I'm going to be dealing with crap. So can we get a team like that? We can show the stream that there are still good people that know how to play the game properly. And I'm not meaning it bitchy, I want to show people that not everybody is bad on here. Do you know what I mean? So let's see if people know how to fucking stand on a fucking circle. Like, it's not hard. Look at the color on the door, and then stand on the proper circle of the same color. You know, ping it if you're up on the thing, so your teammates know. Just little basic things. It's not a tough mission.
Descendant. The enemy has modified the ancestors'
So
weapon
pink,
with Vulgus technology
blue.
and are using it to
See,
emit
now this guy did it
inversion
way
energy.
too fast, so we
It
don't
appears they
know.
are defending the
So
gate
then
with
I
it.
feel I have to go up here
The weapon
and
contains
ping
ancient arcane.
the spot.
The structure on the ground draws and releases this.
Then
Descendant.
I'll go to
I will
orange.
show you the properties of the arcane stored within the weapon. You can disconnect the energy link using your own arcane.
Okay, see, at least these people get it.
Take this.
Just ignore the fucking enemies and focus on, you know, circles you gotta stand on. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Stop right there.
Descendant. The
Yes,
enemy
we need
commander is
blues
using the
over
inversion
here.
energy as a personal barrier. We must find a device with the same arcade properties. You need to attack that device from above to penetrate the inversion energy.
See, that's how it should go. That is 100% more natural than what was going on the first time around. You know, just run around trying to kill the enemies. No, it's not about that. In that scenario, you want to try to get through the door as quickly as possible, which means solving the puzzle, right? Which is right on the door, the colors. You match the colors to the circles on the ground. And if you're up on that little platform that highlights, you know, what the different plates are or circles are on the ground, you ping them so that your teammates know which ones to go to, you know, quick. Easy peasy. Unknown laboratory. I'm gonna guess this is Farina. Let me see. Once I load into it, I'll know. I'll go solo first.
Descendant. This is a phase separation veil, which uses inversion energy. It has a large output, which requires processing of tens of billions of units of data per second. According to the scan results, the structure that appears to be a computing device is full of Vulgus artificial brains. This is how they are processing all that data. Continue to insert Vulgus artificial brains into the computing device, Descendant. If you overload the device, the veil will be neutralized.
Yeah. I'm trying to get my grapple hook.
Watch your feet. This is your grave. Watch your feet.
The enemy commander is using the phase separation veil as a shield.
Yeah, so this morning, like when I woke up, I got my shower and everything. And before I hopped on here. There's a meeting this evening. If it's still on, I don't know. Don't really want to go to it because how I feel, but I have to do it. In life we have to do things we don't want to do, you know, at times. Everybody's in that boat, right? One thing to another. Oh, wow, I got a freaking Transcendent. Cool. Cool, man.
Descendant. This is which requires processing of tens of billions of
Yeah,
units
so
of data per
I didn't
second.
even play this yesterday, my
According to the scan
dailies.
results, the structure that appears to be a computing device.
So I had to use my login token thing
This is how they are
for missing
processing
one
all
day,
that data.
but then I missed one day of
Continue to
resources,
insert
which kind of
Vulgus
sucks,
artificial
but
brains into the computing device, Descendant. If you overload the device,
it is what
the
it
veil
is.
will be neutralized.
Got more than enough. There we go. got more of those things I meant that I picked up. But yeah, I'm sure I have enough resources too, but I like to make sure I have more than enough too of those, because if I'm ever in need of them, I don't have to like go farm for them or whatever.
Watch your feet.
It's like, you know, they're available that I can just grab and go kind of thing. I'm a Virgo, so we're hard workers, like, but like we are like the people that love to be prepared before things happen. Like, I guess we're in a way control freaks like that. We like to have things like before the fucking emergency happens, we like to have things prepared, you know?
Melt away.
So we're not caught off guard. We hate being fucking caught off guard. I think we kind of hate spontaneousness. Whereas like my mom, her sign is like a Sagittarius. So she's freaking spontaneous, you know? And I'm like the opposite. I'm like, Mom, I need structure. I need order. I need to be in control here. Like, it's hilarious. But you can see like the way I play. At times I think I'm bossy.
Watch your feet.
But usually when we have things under control, things run more smoothly. That's what I think. I don't know. I think Virgos hate losing control. They need like control and order. And if we don't have that, it's a shit show and we don't feel comfortable.
The enemy commander is using the phase separation veil as a shield. If you override the to attack the commander directly.
So it's funny, like the dynamic between my mom and I, and she would let me say this, she wouldn't be mad at me, is like, I need the structure and order, and I'm like, I need the schedule and stuff, and my mom's like, well, you know, like, don't be so wound, like, you know? Like, it's funny, the two, it's almost like polar opposites. But, the cool thing... Oh shit, can I get this broken like that? Do that too. Okay, good to know. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like in my birth chart, like I'm talking astrology right now. In my birth chart, my moon is in Capricorn, so I can be emotionally cold, which people be like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But that's my dad's sign. He was Capricorn, and then my mom. And I'm Sagittarius rising, so it's kind of interesting. In my birth chart, I have both my parents' like signs. I'm gonna do some Sigma Sector now. I'll use VS sub, as I'm probably gonna solo it, because I get tired of the shenanigans and the bullshit of multiplayer games and just the bullshit of people. Have any of y'all been there, like, where you're just like, you know, you might enjoy a multiplayer game, like the actual game part of it, but then it's the people that you're just like, like, I can't deal with the people, so then you turn it off and go, like, private, like, that's how I am right now, just fed up with, you know, people's bullshit. So it's like, that's when I turn down and go like antisocial, like, you know. It's sad, but it's true. And that's why I keep saying about I can't wait for that new Tomb Raider game, because then I'll be on that. And I was saying it to Grip, I was like, yeah, I'll be playing that, and he's like, yeah, man. Yeah, man. He wouldn't mind me doing that, because I love that. I love the Jamaican accent. But he'd be like, yeah, man, me too, like, you know.
void storm is intensifying.
And I said, like, if
Conditions
there is
are
any
unfavorable.
multiplayer
Proceed
aspect of
caution.
it where we can
Over.
team up, then
Large-scale voltage
let's
transfer
do that.
confirmed.
But it's
Descendant.
probably going to be
Stop
single
the
player
enemy
mostly.
troop deployment.
But I know in some other Lara Croft ones, Tomb Raider ones, they had multiplayer element to it, so I don't know. Then, like, nobody can, if I'm on a single player game, my attitude is nobody can bother me, you know? I'm in my own little world, doing my own little thing. Okay, let me drop a globe here.
Wide-range shaping charge drop complete. Begin the void energy purification operation. Descendant. Prime the detonator with your RK. Then activate the remote detonation device.
I have that, like, song stuck in my head this morning. God so used to you letting me go. I can't sing that part.
Stay where you are.
Whoa. I need more skill resource. If I just run around. You guys gonna drop it for me? Drop it like it's hot? Nope. It's crazy. It doesn't drop enough fucking
Operation
mana. The
completed.
blue stuff, like, see
Awaiting
how, like, this
transfer
is
to
health right
transport
here,
position.
red.
Well done, Descendant.
So that fills up my health bar, but I'm looking for, okay, blue is way back here. There was only one piece way back here. But look how many reds, like, that's good, it drops health, but we need more of the blue to drop too. Crazy, crazy. Okay. I always say that. Peace out. Do this one private too. You know, I've realized something about myself, and that is I never placed enough value on myself. Like, I didn't want to come off as conceited or anything, but I never placed enough value on myself that, how would I put it?
Descendant, confirm arrival at the operation zone. Proceed
That I
with
would let
caution.
people take advantage of
Large-scale
me.
Vulgus transfer confirmed. Descendant, stop the enemy troop deployment.
I wouldn't have, like, kind of clear defined boundaries and put up with certain behaviors and actions, but... And I guess it's easy for some people, like, to treat people weird online because they figure they can get away with it. Oh, it's just online, you know? If it's real life, maybe it's to them harder to get away with or something. I don't know. But I've realized I'm gonna start valuing myself even more and who I allow around me. Even if I end up alone, at least, you know, I'll be protecting myself. And I know I can do things on my own, like, I mean, well, I'm doing it right now. But yeah, I think I let people take me for granted. So it's like I'm gonna start valuing myself, and it's gonna sound incredibly conceited. I'm not meaning it that way, but I'm gonna start valuing myself like a queen. Who is, you know, think of a queen or a king or whatever. They're careful who they allow into their court, right? They don't just allow any person in. They have their security, right? And they have their values and their standards and, you know, whatnot. And protocol. Royal protocol, right? And so, I'm just like... Yeah, I forgot that I have value. And I let people, like, take advantage of me. Take me for granted.
Captain Elliot, deploying arcade. I am the original.
So if you're in my presence, you're lucky. If you're not, then, well, you're not. What we got?
Hound Actual to HQ. Mission complete. Requesting transport support.
Delete all this, because I'm not searching for any of these right at the moment. Situations, I can talk about things that have happened, and, you know, if I want to. People just need to realize they gotta be careful how they treat other people. You know, it can backfire on them. But I mean, I don't even need to do anything. I'm gonna just sit back and I know karma will take care of it. I might not visually see it, but I know it will happen. Because when somebody's unjustly treated, unfairly treated, it comes back around and bites them in the buttholio. Bumholio, buttholio. But yeah, I could write a story. Maybe one day I will write a book and I'll just say everything that fucking happened. My life as a gamer girl. And then all those motherfuckers will be trembling because it will be out there. You know? But even so, I'm just saying, like, be careful how you treat people. Because, yeah, it will catch up with you. Because when one person does something like that, like what's happened to me even recently, it will come back around eventually and catch up to them. I don't even need to be, like, malicious or anything like that. And I don't. You know, I just... Maybe for a moment or two I bitch about what happened. And, of course, the person's mad that I'm outing them for their bad behavior. Because then, oh my god, it fucks up my public image or whatever. Well, if you're worried about that, you shouldn't be treating people bad. If you're, you know, so proud of how you act, you shouldn't go around treating people like that. And you shouldn't, if you are so proud of how you act and think you did right by a person, you shouldn't be ashamed when they mention it. Do you know what I'm saying? So deep down, if somebody's telling you not to talk about them or not say shit about them...
Hey there. What can I help you with?
Which I was told. It's because they know what they did was wrong. Deep down. Alright, infiltration, operation. What are today's daily ones? Slumber Valley. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw on Bunny and run through that a couple times. She just destroys everything so fast. Viesa is good for this too. Or no, it wasn't Viesa, it was... Was it the fire guy? I can't remember what the damage type is. I have to look once I get in there. But yeah. You know, it's definitely comes down to treat people how you want to be treated, you know. And I always, you know, I always feel I treat well, but like there's times where yes, my anxiety, where maybe I have to leave a situation. But if I have to leave a situation, it doesn't mean I'm leaving the person, like especially if I communicate or text to them and say, hey, I'm leaving, But let me know when you're done and I'll join back with you, or let me know when you send me a message when you're done or whatever. That's different from not communicating at all and just leaving a situation, right? Then that's when I would be mad personally, is if somebody just left and didn't even text me or say anything, right? But when somebody... Bahamaman. That's funny. The person's name. Reminds me of Grip. But when... Jesus. But when somebody, I'm distracted. That's my train of thought. I'm having problems with my connection. My grapple is not working. See? I try to go use it and it won't work. I'll just have to run. Yeah, so basically if somebody doesn't text you and then just leaves you high and dry, I get when, you know, somebody would be angry, but when somebody texts you and tells you, like, let me know when you're done, and then you still overreact, like, crying about it, like, then that tells me chemically there's something unbalanced, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a proper way to act. Like, I even told MCT about this, and I was like, got a question for you. Like, if somebody acted this way, would you be like, what the hell? And he's like, yeah, how old is this person? And, like, this was on yesterday's stream. And I told him. And he was like, yeah. Somebody in their 30s should not be acting like that. And that's a male saying that, you know, about another male, so. But you'll see a lot of immaturity in gaming from people. A lot of just people that haven't developed properly, I guess, or something. I don't know. haven't used what's his name in some time. Belair. I kind of want to, but then I'm kind of nervous. So he puts like fire all over the ground and stuff, and I'm pretty sure he's OP here, but I'll give him a go. Let's give it a try. I just won't be able to keep up with people. I normally am not too fond of playing male characters. It feels weird to me. But, like, I mean, I know guys that use female characters all the time. They play as a female character. They don't have a problem with it. But for me, I don't know. I feel awkward being a male character. But, alright. Let's see if I remember how to use this guy. It's been a minute. Pants crashed out on my spot. That's what he does. As soon as I wake up in the morning, then maybe he'll eat his food or, you know, have his water, and then he'll go hop up on my spot where I just slept, and he'll go sleep. Sometimes I think he wakes me up so that I get up and then he can go sleep on my spot. It's hilarious.
Sending stimulant.
It's so fun. There we go. I thought switch it up for a minute, play a different character instead of Bunny. But I'll have to go back to Bunny for the next thing I gotta do. Bunny. Where are you? There you are. And we will do this one. And delete all this crap. And then we'll move on to the next thing. I want to try to do a teeny bit of Div 2 today if I can. I managed to get the bronze arm patch. I want to try to get all the patches, and then if I keep farming it, then maybe I can get some exotics. But I'm probably better off doing the exotic thing on Xbox, which I can't stream if I'm on there. I mean, I technically can if I wanted to go on Twitch, but I don't want to do Twitch anymore. I'm so done with Twitch. Just the kind of people that would come into the streams. It was like non-stop sexual harassment at times. Just weirdos. But yeah, it's kind of funny that, like, people will treat you like shit, and then the moment you speak up about it, and maybe you're public with how you were treated, then it's like, don't you dare talk about me. Don't you dare talk and say my name on your stream. Well, I don't have to say your name. You know, I could say the situation still. There's nothing against that. And it goes back to the point that if you are so proud of how you acted, you should have no problem with me speaking, you know, publicly about it. It's like, it reminds me of, like, thank God it's not to this extent. But, you know, like, somebody goes and sexually abuses somebody or something, right? Which, no, thank God it didn't happen. But I'm just saying, say something like that happens, and then the person's like, don't you dare tell anybody, don't you speak up, don't you say what happened. And it's because they know what they did was fucking wrong.
Descendant, I've called you because I need your help. These bastards are using a suspicious communicator. Before we can investigate it, we need to get rid of the forces guarding it. Alright, let's get to work, Descendant. Swarming
But if somebody,
units.
like, privately messages me and says, who are you talking about? I'll fucking tell them.
So much security. Judging by that ridiculously large,
I can say publicly, you know, this happened to me. I don't have to say the name, but then I can, you know, if somebody that knows me privately asks me, yeah, I'll say the name.
Nope, just another tough enemy to deal with.
You should have been careful how you treat people.
Do your thing.
I'm guaranteed you'll do it to somebody else. Because this is a habitual thing that you've done before to other people.
I have to check it out myself. To do that, I'll need you to lay waste to the Vulgus. every last one of them. I'm sure you've got this right.
And it's clear this individual has abandonment issues. You know, because like even in the situation, I wasn't abandoning. I was just leaving that situation because of a certain person within the group that was making me uncomfortable, that we had just met 30 minutes prior. And yeah, like any situation where you feel uncomfortable, you should be able, as a human being, to back out of. Never allow people to like be that controlling that they say you can't fucking leave a situation.
Quite the powerful visitor.
You know what I mean? Never allow it. Oh, he might get down. Shit. Poison in this mission is so fucking brutal. Like, if you get hit by it, it just eats away all your
Detected another
health.
high-level focus. There's just no end to them. Please take care of this.
He's up there. Oh, I'm gonna return the favor. There we go.
There's something weird about the energy flow within the Vulgus facility. Oh, and it looks like we have to deal with even more defensive forces. Why is there no end to these bastards? Damn it. Warning system broken? It's gone off again. Nope. Just another tough enemy to deal with. Descendant, do your thing. Descendant, we need to make sure it's safe enough for the construction corps members to move around before we can check out the digger.
Come on, bunny. Jesus, move around the rock.
There are Vulgus everywhere. It's like we've stirred up a hornet's nest. another high-level focus. There's just no end to them. Please take care of this. There's something weird about the energy flow within the focus facility. Oh, and it looks like we have to deal with even more defensive forces.
Fuck, I can't even get up there. My grapple, like, I know when I'm stuttering when my grapple hook doesn't work.
Here they come again. I think they get tired of it at some point. The Vulcans commanding them must be somewhere nearby. Nope. Just another tough enemy to deal with. Descendant, do your thing.
Wow. Nice.
Okay. Leave the rest to me and go get some rest. I'm sure you need it. Great job.
GG. Panda, you look so funny. Oh. How are you? How are you? Mommy wants to rub that belly. It's so cute. That's such a cute belly. Oh, he got up from laying down to come over. Do you want a belly rub? Hi. Oh. Come here, baby. Oh. Hi, sweetie. Oh. Oh. Are you not feeling well, sweetie? Hi, pumpkin. Oh. Hi, my baby. That's a good boy. You want to go get some water? Let Mama get you. Let Mama rinse this out, okay? Mommy's gonna get you some fresh water, okay? Let Mama rinse it out. I'll be right back, guys. This is my break time. So I noticed that he got some stuff in his water, and I don't want him drinking that. Okay, hold on. Mommy's gotta get you another bottle of water too, I think. Okay, hold on, Pumpkin, okay? Yeah, Mommy will get you fresh. It's not there yet. Not there yet. Mama's gonna put it in. Ready? There you go, baby. There you go. Okay. So you had some stuff in your water, bud, and I didn't want you drinking that. I don't know. Maybe it was cat litter or something. I don't know. You know how they test the water with their paw? Well, if you have a cat or have seen cats. I'm trying to think, like, so I'm part of a newsletter committee where I live. And I'm trying to think, like, of ideas as I'm gaming. Because they'll probably want to know, like, any ideas I have for the newsletter coming up. And don't have any. Hi. Hi, baby. You want to look out? You want Mama to pick you up to look outside? Come on. Come here. Oh, big boy. All right. Here you go. What's going on in your neighborhood? Where are all the peoples? Hmm? Where are all the peoples? Right? You're a good boy. Good panda. Mommy's gonna grab some cookies, okay? You got your foodies there too. Some dry foodies you can have for now. And some water. Is that okay? Is that okay, Pumpkin? Okay. We're almost done. Wow. So get this, I open up my Facebook. And one of the things I see is this. Just a random post of something I don't follow or anything. It says, boundaries are not meant to push people away. They are meant to protect the version of you who worked hard to heal. The right people will respect them. I'm gonna save that. Yeah, that's exactly what I think. If somebody really cares about you and really respects you, and you let them know you're uncomfortable with something, and they guilt trip you into feeling bad because you backed out, and then they're like, you abandoned me, and then I'm like, bro, it wasn't abandoning you, you know. If you feel I was abandoning you after even sending you a text message, you need to learn how to read, for one, and two, you have abandonment issues that you need to work through. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know who abandoned him in the past. Maybe it was a girl, I don't know. But yeah, I'm fucking pissed. You know? Because I deserved better. I even see tarot readings that say, hey, you deserved better than how they treated you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, I was grateful for how, you know, the time we spent together in the gaming and stuff. And that, you know, he did have my back on things. You know, I was like, that's nice. But it kind of felt like a repetition of Bluebird back in the day. Like, you know, he was helping me and being a good mod and everything. And then, like, I get into a game with him, and then he just, like, starts mealing me and going crazy, you know? It's like, they act like they're helpful and supportive, and then the next minute they're like fucking throwing knives in your back, and you're just like, what the hell's your problem? What did I do to you? Like, you know? I think what he's really hurt about, though, is that it happened on a public stream. But simply put, all he had to do is, you know, text me back and say, hey, I'm ready to join back up. I understand why you left. I get along with these guys. I know you don't. That's okay.
Primary tactical objective is Earth. Requesting search.
You know, people, yeah,
Descendant.
they can't respect boundaries of certain things, and they're not your people. I'll be brutally honest, if he expects in the future to have a girlfriend and a future wife or whatever too, and it wasn't like that between us. He did tell me a long time ago he had a crush on me, and I rejected him. And, you know, I felt bad. Like I said, I don't mind, you know, you being my friend ages ago. But he was hurt because I liked somebody else other than him. And then, you know, he would bring up other guys' names, and it was awful. He'd be like, you mentioned so-and-so, and, you know, I'm like, this is not even to do with that person, so now I know there's more to this going on, that you were jealous or something of me just talking about another situation I was dealing with, you know? Like, I'll tell you what. Hold on one sec. I'm not gonna mention his particular name because he, you know, asked me not to. on my stream, but I can say the situation and mention another name. So back in the day, this person that I recently had a falling out with and I played on Division 1. Okay? And in that scenario, we played with a guy named Peacetime. Right? And I had back then a huge crush on Peacetime. I liked his voice, you know, personality. Just, I liked him, right? Well, this other person that we, you know, that I had the falling out with recently did not like Peacetime. And he was jealous because this person I had a falling out with liked me, but I liked Peacetime. So then there's that dynamic, right? So, anyways, long story short, well, I can't really get into it. I don't want to, you know, totally diss on people, but Peacetime didn't end up being a decent person, right? And so, like, this guy's like, yeah, I told you so. He was a piece of shit, like, kind of thing. I'm like, well, anyway, like, you know, so fast forward to years later, right? Recently. And I was telling him about another situation, you know, and somebody I had a crush on. And, you know, so when we got into our argument, it wasn't, like, on my side, it wasn't even about that, oops, it wasn't even about that person. How do I unping that? Well, I'll go back to Albion. It wasn't even about that person, you know, that the argument was about. It was about the fact that he was mad that I had left the Warzone match, right? Even though I texted him and said, hey, like, let me know when you guys are done playing, like, you know, it would be different. Like, I could understand a person's anger if I left and I didn't say, you know, why I'm leaving and invite it back, you know what I mean? And I did through text. I says, like, let me know when you're finished, because then I would invite it back, right? But anyways, he was basically like, you left me. And then he's like, you brought up that guy's name, and, you know, every time we chatted, and it was a couple times when I saw them pop up online. Person, too. So I'm like, okay, now we got a big issue. This is even bigger. Because I cannot be friends with a guy, like, especially if, like, we say we're friends, right? Okay, so we're friends. And if I decide to like somebody else, you can't fucking then start, like, you know, at me about that person. So I could see there was an element of jealousy there, and I'm not trying to make people jealous or anything. Panda! Don't scratch the couch. Nana will get pissed. So I'm like... So now, it's more than that. He's kind of acting like, you left me from the game, and then you're talking about these other guys, like, you know, kind of thing. And I'm just like... Or this other guy. It's so hard to explain, like, because I'm trying to keep some names out of stuff, right? But it's like total drama, like, and that's why I'm like, back in the day I was like, oh, maybe I'll find a guy through gaming, you know, and we'll date and stuff. Like, that was before. And then, you know, I learned the hard way, so I keep everything on friendship level, right? And, like, I've had people ask to meet up with me and stuff. And after helping me, I've said this story a billion times on my stream, and I've said no, like, or ignored the message. That's when I fucking ignored the message, actually. Is it was weird. Guy just helped me out for a little bit, for a day or two, and then he expected to meet up, and I was like, no, that's freaky, dude. Maybe after years of knowing somebody, you know? Like, say, for example, Grip said, hey, Sarah, I'm coming up to Canada. Would you like to meet up? I'd probably say, sure, bud. Like, no problem. Let's hang out. You know? But, anyway. So, I realized there was a lot of dynamics going on in this situation. He had abandonment issues, and then, thinking I left him. Probably thought I left him to go play with another guy or something, which was not the case. Like, I was just playing with randoms on stream. It was all streamed. And I was waiting for him. And I was even saying to my stream, I'm waiting to hear back from him, and I'm not hearing from him. And still nothing. So, yeah, I've realized something. I've learned in the past, like, few years that I cannot be, and this is going to be really hard because I know it's kind of inbuilt into guys. I cannot be with a guy that is severely jealous and possessive. It's like to the point of suffocation. Like, you just can't fucking breathe and be yourself, you know? I'd rather be alone than be in a situation like that, and so I don't know. It's like this person that I was mentioning, like, we hadn't talked for like a year or two, like, you know, and he's like, oh, you brought that person up, blah, 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 just because I saw them pop up online, you know, I'm like, oh, it's so-and-so, oh, cool, you know, and they're like, you brought him up. I'm like, oh my god, dude, you need to fucking wind the hell down. So, like, just like, yeah, if you're deeply insecure like that, I'm not your person. And that is a horrible name over there. Do you guys see that? That can't be their real name. Maybe the first name, yeah, but hold on a minute. Look at this. Hillary Clittery? What the fuck? See, this is a joke between MCP and I. We send each other these goofball names like that just are nuts. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this and send it to him and go, what the fuck? And so somebody would be mad about this, even though, you know, MCP and I are just friends. Really? PlayStation won't let me type WTF? I'll just type what the... But yeah. Oh. Crib sent me something about XP weekends for 4 weeks starting this weekend for the first Descendant, but XP for what? I'll have to watch that. And look at this one, a lesbian vamp. Okay, this is just the weirdest lobby, dude. I'll send him this one too. He'll be like, what the fuck? Hold on. This is a weird lobby. Very strange lobby. Okay. So what else did I have to do? Another one out in Axion. Let's go back out there. But the way I view my life right now is like I'm a single lady, right? I'm not in a relationship with anybody, you know, until like that happens. Like I can do what I want. Just like a male, like if he's not in a relationship with a female or is engaged or married, he can do what he wants, you know? But you get these guys out here acting like, oh, you know, like you're cheating on me. So. I'm just like, I'm not cheating on you with anybody. Like, you know, I'm just playing my fucking video games, dude.
Colony of breach creatures spotted inside the operation zone.
I don't know, I just get sick of the bullshit. Maybe that's why some of these people, I mean, so we just came across somebody, their name was lesbian something, right? I'm straight, but maybe that's why, like, some of them need to do that, because put it right in their name so that the guys don't bug them. If you're not in a relationship with anybody, you don't know about shit. Alright. Okay, so now on to Void Vessel, so we'll go back to Albion. But yeah, so I realized that this individual that I fought with recently was jealous if I mentioned any other male. Well, my other male friends don't have a problem with that. Like, I could tell, like, my male buddy here, MCP, hey, MCP, I hung out with this dude this day or whatever, and he'd be like, oh yeah, you did? Okay, cool, dude. Like, you know, no problem. That's how you know it's friendship level. Like, you know, they don't, like, have a flip out. When they have a flip out, they like you more than a friend. And you're like, well, I can't control that, like, you know. Because, like, I let you know, you know, a long time ago, it's just friendship. And so, like, I'll be nice, you know, and stuff, but then, like, when that barrier constantly gets crossed, then you start to get bitchy, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so mad. I'm so mad of the boundaries people have tried to cross that I've dealt with in video games, thinking it's okay to treat people a certain way. No, it's not. Now it's gonna be like, you're lucky if you're in my company. Because if you're in my company, that means I consider you a decent human being and I trust you enough, you know, that you'll be a decent human being. But there's a lot of bullshit. Like, my mom even's noticed over the years, she's like, there's games within video games. Like, these people get on the game and then they play other mind games and other fuck up games, like, and she goes, it's just so ridiculous. And she's been urging me to quit. She's like, you don't need that stuff anymore. I'm like, well, Ma, I could even go, I still love playing video games. I don't want these motherfuckers to take this away from me. I said, like, I could still do single player games. Like, it doesn't, I don't necessarily have to group play. Or I could do what, like, MCP does and just go private mode all the time and not matchmake and just, there's ways. Yeah, MCP goes, National Weirdo Day because of all the weird names. And it says, laugh out loud, absolutely. Yeah. So, I don't know. I just get exhausted with the games and mind games people play. I want people that are real, down to earth, not about the bullshit. But yeah, it's kind of weird that, like, when we're having a fight, and the fight is about how I left, a party chat on Call of Duty, right? And even though I keep going over this because I just can't fathom, like, where in this person's brain it doesn't make sense, like, and to get mad about it. You leave, like, say if I was gaming with Grip and he left a party chat and then he texted me privately, hey, I'm uncomfortable, I'm having some anxiety right now with those folks, I don't think I can game with them, message me when you're done or when you want to game with me again without those people. I'd be like, okay, ma'am, no problem. Because I know different personalities, right? You can't put everybody in the same fucking room. It's like, to this person, imagine if I forced you, once again, like, I'm not in contact with him, but once again, if I forced you to play with Peacetime, and I threw a shit fit because Peacetime was giving you anxiety and you left, and you said the same thing to me, like, hey, me when you're not playing with that guy. And then I started giving you guilt trips saying, oh, you abandoned me and you did this to me and that. You left me. How dare you? And I was trying to emotionally manipulate you like that. You would not be fucking impressed. You need to reflect on your behavior. Because I know that this is a pattern with you. And it's been years and you still haven't broken it. And you're going to keep repeating it. Even if the only purpose of meeting me was for me to kind of just give you a little kick in the ass to say, hey, you need to change that. You need to work on that. Because if you do get into a real relationship with a female, that's going to cause an issue for you. If you want stability, you're going to have to work on that because it's not good. Do you know what I mean? And you can't be angry at me for even talking like this because I'm not even saying your name. But you know who you are. And you know what you done, and it was completely wrong. And it's funny because somebody recently, when I posted that we were going to hang out again, when you texted me, hey, like, let's hang out and play on Warzone together, you know, that was some time ago. You texted me, and then I took a screenshot of that and I posted it to my Facebook. Right? Somebody then warned me back then that you weren't a good friend. And I didn't listen to them because I saw the good in you. That's the thing, I see the good in people, and I put glasses on and I ignore the bad, you know? And then it gets like, eventually it fucking boils over, you know what I mean? To a point that it's like unrecoverable. What he did to me was unforgivable. And then I learned how, like, he emotionally manipulates to get his way, or tries to. I guess he figures that that will work. Well, it didn't work. It cost him a friendship. A friend that would have had his back. But, you know, the moment I asked him to have my back, in a way, he didn't have mine. So I learned what not to invest in, and I learned that my intuition a long time ago was right when I said no, I'm not interested. Because anyways, I was interested in somebody else at that time, you know? And when you're loyal to somebody, you don't have eyes for anybody else. And I can hear him saying, well, that guy was a piece of shit anyway. Like, seriously, he would say something like that. But as long as, like, I mean, I did use one person's name today, but as long as I'm not using people's names, I can say whatever the hell I want on my stream, you know? But if, you know, somebody texts me privately and says, who the hell were you talking about the other day? I can say that privately. That's the thing. Don't act like a shitty person if you don't want things to be said, you know? Hold on, government. I don't know if we can get you. There's so much. Somebody else speaking. Good. yeah, like if I'm ever like, you know, harassed, abused, something bad happens, don't expect that I won't speak up against it. So just treat me well and with respect and we won't have issues, you know what I mean? It's just like one of my buddies, like he was fucking treated horrible by some people. I'm not gonna say, you know, who it is, but and he's gonna create a website and let people know what happened to him. You know, that's the thing. Don't fucking use people and think, people will just put up with it. They think in his situation too, he's a really nice guy. You know, my friend. He's a really kind-hearted man. I've noticed something that if you're very kind-hearted, like, and you know, go out of your way for people, people then fucking try to, in order to protect myself. Do you know what I mean? Holy Ghost YouTube. Maybe that's a streamer? I don't know. But I can honestly say in this situation, I did the best I could, you know? If I didn't do the best I could, that would be like not sending any form of communication, text message or otherwise, to let somebody know, hey, let me know when you're finished and we can play again, you know? Message me when you're done, I said specifically. And it wasn't malice, it wasn't ill intent, it was just that I was about to have a panic attack. And anybody that deals with anxiety or has had a panic attack knows, like, when you're in that situation where you start to feel panicky, you might freeze up for a little bit, but then after it's like, I gotta escape, I gotta go. It's the fight or flight thing kicks in, right? Where you're like, I gotta escape, I gotta get the fuck out of Dodge. So this person was triggering that in me, not the person I fought with, but this other random person we had just met. The way he was going at his friend, I thought it was at me initially, but he was saying it to his friend. But then I thought more about it. I'm like, if he's talking that way to his friend, and that's not okay how he's talking to his friend, I don't want to be friends with this guy. Like, that's a huge red flag right off the rip. Like, he's disrespecting his friend, right? So, like, I backed out of the situation. And there will be times where you gotta leave certain situations and people will not be happy about it. It's like, maybe you're invited to a party, but you're not feeling well, so you can't go. And then, of course, somebody's gonna be mad that you didn't go or didn't show up, but you have to do what's good for you and your health. Do you know what I mean? So, like, just to you guys, like, I would say never let anybody guilt trip you into doing something you don't want to do. It's like, if your friend wants you to jump off a bridge, are you gonna go jump off a bridge, like, to make them happy? Even though it will hurt you, like, you know? That's where, like, boundaries come into play. And over the years, like, when I first initially started out gaming, my boundaries were really low. Like, I was super nice, I fucking trusted everyone. I was the reclaimer, I was the healer, I was the medic. You know, Division was my first multiplayer game. And so I got into that. You know, I went into the dark zone for the first time, and I'm like, why did they kill me? Like, what did I do? Like, you know, I didn't understand what the hell the dark zone was when I first went into it. That, yeah, you go in there, you enter at your own risk. It's PvP. People can kill you, steal your shit, take off with it, you know. But you can get so, like, scared that you completely shut down and go solo, and because you're tired of people's bullshit. But you gotta know still that there's good people out there. Like, if I completely shut down, I wouldn't have met Grip. I wouldn't have met MCP. You know? Those are like the two people I game with now. Like, the only two. Because they haven't done wrong by me, and they always respect me, and they understand what I'm dealing with, that I have anxiety. And if I have to back out of a situation, they're not going to throw a tantrum, or, you know, they're mature. They're not going to throw a tantrum or a shit fit and take it personally and think it's against them. That's where my friend went wrong. He took it personally and thought it was like I was abandoning him, like I was a girlfriend or something, and just ditched him and went off and did something else, you know, and it's not even the case. Like, I wanted to still game with him, but I didn't want to say, no, you can't fucking game with those other dudes. What kind of person would I be if I did that, you know? I'm mature enough to say, hey, you can go spend time with them, and then let me know when you're done. I'll wait around for a while. I waited around for about an hour, I think it was. And then when you're done, you know, text me back. So this person's not good at communication. Even like trying to read their writing, it was so hard. Like, even the argument that we were having, I guess, I couldn't even read their writing. So then I thought, if I can't understand what they're saying in text, like, because it's all jumbled and like it's kind of hard to decipher, know when you're finished. Maybe they needed to hear it verbally, but the problem there is, like, can you imagine if I said in front of those guys, hey, I'm not feeling good, and these guys are giving me anxiety, you know, let me know when you're finished. Like, you know, can you imagine if I just blurted that out, how angrier he would have been? Because then it would be like, you just embarrassed me in front of my new friends. Yeah, it's playground antics, like things that people should have got over way before their 30s. Like, if he was on the verge of a panic attack and he said he needed to back out because he was getting anxiety from the people we were playing with, I'd be like, okay, yeah, dude, just go do your own thing. You know, try to ground yourself, relax. And then message me if you feel a little bit better and we can play again, or, you know. But he hasn't reached that intelligent level yet, like in the sense of like that state of maturity. That's the better word of I should use, is he hasn't reached that state of maturity yet. To know that you can separate people but still get along with both people, that you can step away for a minute and it doesn't mean you're abandoning somebody. Hell, like, there's people that haven't talked to me for so long and haven't responded to me for so long, and yeah, it hurts and stuff, but I'm not going at their throat, you know? We're still friends as far as I know, like, you know? Sometimes you need to walk away from situations, you know, but it doesn't mean you're abandoning a person. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but yeah, like I have a neighbor who has anxiety like me, and she also gets panic attacks. You know, and there's sometimes she can't do certain things. She has to back out of certain situations, you know? And now, if you have any form of anxiety and somebody is trying to force you into a situation that is triggering for you and makes you more uncomfortable, and they're guilt tripping you and emotionally manipulating you and trying to make you feel bad that you exited out of a situation, then they don't have emotional intelligence. That's a huge fucking red flag. That shows that they don't respect you as a human being. And the sad thing is, like, okay, so he liked me in the past, right? And then after, it's like we both reached, like, oh, we're just friends. But I still feel he liked me more, right? Like, he liked me almost like, you know, like a girlfriend or something. But what if, like, you know, I spent a lot of time with him. Like, say if this happened, I had spent a lot of time with him. This is something he should even think on. You know, as of recent, we were spending more time, but then say we kept spending a lot of time together, and what if I started, like, eventually developing feelings for him and stuff, and then liking him, you know? That could have been a possibility too, but because he overreacted, that was such a turnoff. Shit. But yeah, like, we were just friends, but another guy's name got brought up. He would lose his shit, and I'm just like, I can't. I've dealt with guys like that before, and I'm just like, as soon as I see that, like, crazy jealousy thing, like, I run for the hills because it's terrifying to me. And then he would say, well, how would you like if I did this or did that? Well, you know, it's different if you're actually in a relationship with somebody. If you actually both sit down and say, okay, I like you, and the other one goes, I like you, do you want to go out? And then you go, yeah. And then see if, you know, your girlfriend or whatever, or boyfriend starts, you know, talking about somebody else, then I can understand that. But other than that, I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. Having some bad lag on this one for some reason. Oops. This is gonna be a problem here. There's a medic. Got a medic on the feet. Oh shit. Wait, one of them pushed me off the edge. But I'm gonna be hated for having boundaries, you know? Those two are so lazy. So I'm not putting up with it. Can't really report them for that. I'm just gonna report them for that, I guess. These other ones stretch, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna... I'll play with some other people. I'll take longer. I'm not gonna give them a free ride. I'm telling you, I'm no nonsense now. The energy you give me, I'm gonna give back to you. And so that's the energy that they're giving me, so I'm gonna give it right back to them. They're gonna have a hell of a time with that boss. They don't have enough damage. I'll try one more time with public operation, and then I'll go on private and do it if we get a shitty team like that again. At least these people are all level 40 too. Already better damage. Way better damage. Dude, why settle? Let this be a lesson to people too. Why settle for shit in life that is mediocre when you can have something greater? Like, why? Why waste your time on mediocre shit when you can have something more fantastic? Come on, bunny. Take grenades. It's the only way I know to get out of that water state. I don't know if there's another tower, but... guys know how to play. The other team didn't know diddly squat how to play. Either that or they were just fucking around. You fuck around, you find out. You lost a teammate, you lost a medic. But these guys know how to play. Yeah, like, every single person that's treated me like shit, thank you, because now my standards get even higher and I know what is worthy of me and what isn't. Oh, they got a multi-tier one that hits multiple. Interesting. I just learned something here. Luna has, like, multi-beams. Look at that, or more than one. I wonder what, what's the last one? I wonder how they get that. You don't scare me, motherfucker. I dance circles around you, bitch. No mana on the ground. Fuck it. If I fall, I fall. I don't care. I'm going for him. Blue mana, but I'm talking about, sorry, health. There's no health on the ground. Now I got some. Good shit. GG. Yeah, the orange one will do the most damage, followed by pink, I think. I don't know about the blue, really. I don't think the blue does enough. I always see people using pink or orange. Pink to kind of... I don't know. I find that orange does more damage, though. But orange is supposed to, like, immobilize him more, that he doesn't move around. But yeah, I'll eventually stop talking about my situation. I'm so angry with what happened. I think it was unjust. I think it was unfair. People, you know, I tell them about the situation. I show them a text or two and what happened. And they think it was completely unfair as well. And childlike. But yeah. I'm done here, I think. 34.50 on that. But that will wait for another day. So I might go play some Div 2 or COD, I don't know right now. I have to take a little break though. I want to watch this video that Grip sent me in regards to the XP thing that's going to be going on. But yeah. Alright. Peace out. I'll be back.